Message over Slack last night from a coworker, and it was nothing like vitally important or critical, but it was after hours, and I replied. I didn't think anything about it, but she sent back her response to my reply. But then she also mentioned, if I had known that you were going to reply this late, I would have waited until the morning to send it. And that's a common thing for me. I'm known for having cats interrupt things, as well as being a person who sometimes is working late, working on the weekends or working, definitely after hours. And there's visibility in that, right? Somebody saw me respond to a Slack message, and so they see that work is happening. I can send out emails, and those have time and date stamps, so they can see the work there. She's nudging me for... Anyways, there's visibility there. But what I want to draw attention to is the fact that there are parts of that are not visible, that make it look, that piece it together a little bit more. So starting with the fact that, as I've mentioned before, my boss has this great phrase, work-life integration. And it is where, instead of having work-life balance where you don't work past 5 p.m. and you're not working on the weekends, you are making your work and your life work together. And for me, that looks like the fact that sometimes at 10 a.m., my ADHD did not let me sleep the night before. So at 10 a.m., I'm going to take a nap. Looks like sometimes my brain is just so overstimulated that I cannot work, I cannot focus. So I have to go and step away. Maybe I'm gonna go do some housework. Maybe I'm gonna go garden. Maybe I'm just gonna scroll on TikTok for 20 minutes while I just let my brain reset. There are going to be days where it's during working hours, but I'm not working. And this is a very interrupted video. But there's no visibility to that. People can't really see that as much. It's not like they have a timestamp message for me that says, hey, I'm not working right now. So they don't get to see the balance. But I think it's important to address because it is there. My company, I'm very fortunate enough to have. Now, obviously, we can't do it all the time. We can't do it for every situation. Sometimes you just have to power through the ADHD brain pause. But I'm very fortunate to be in a situation, have a boss, have a company that supports this and allows me to work for what works for me. Because anybody who's ever had ADHD knows when you have a thought, you have to get it out of your brain. It doesn't matter if it's 11 o'clock at night. If it's in your head, it has to get out of your head and you have to write it down. And that may mean, like me, sending a Slack message because you have to make sure that it happens. As you can see, I've written a note to myself on my hand. It also means that sometimes my focus is gonna go and it's just gonna go. And if I stop because it's 5 p.m., I'm going to lose so much progress on this project. So I just keep going and I might be working until 7:30, but there's a trade-off, there's a balance to it. And it's going to be that sometimes it's earlier in the day and you're not going to catch me working. What you're also never going to catch me do is starting my day early. Your girl is not a morning person, okay? You are not gonna find me up at 7 a.m., sometimes 6 a.m. responding to messages unless it's like an LOL, because I don't like mornings. I don't like being awake. I would work from my bed if that were possible. So I just wanted to share a little bit of insight, give Jackson some attention, and talk a little bit about how you can make your ADHD work for you in the right circumstances.